Hi guys, my name is Wesley,
I'm Minju.
I'm Olivia.
And I'm Hannah.
and welcome to our presentation on Reptilia.
Some key characteristics of reptiles are that they're vertebrates and they have a true backbone. They lay hard-shelled eggs or live offspring. They have scales or scutes along their body, are ectothermic and need to move around to control their body temperature, and are born with functioning lungs that can breathe oxygen, and so they can live out of water. Compared to amphibians, which lay soft-shelled or gel-like eggs in the water, they have permeable skin with no scales. Amphibians also need to grow lungs and they need water to survive because their skin needs to be kept moist, and they also need to regulate their body temperature. Some examples of reptiles are the basilisk, also known as the Jesus lizard because they can run in water, and a Draco lizard, which can glide between trees, and they're also known as flying lizards. And the saltwater crocodile, which is the largest reptile currently alive, along with the green anaconda, which is the heaviest snake alive, and also some of the few reptiles that can have live young.
Here are some advantages of amniotic eggs. It was the first evolutionary invention that allowed the first reptiles to colonize dry land more than 300 million years ago. Fishes and amphibians, for example, lay their eggs in water and are therefore forced to stay in the water. The amniotic egg allows reptiles to lay their eggs nearly anywhere on dry land. Let's get into the structure of amniotic eggs and what makes it so special. The amniotic egg is surrounded by a tough outer layer shell that protects the eggs from predators, pathogens, damage, and drying. Oxygen passes through tiny pores in the shell, making sure that the embryo has enough oxygen to survive. Inside of the shell are 4 special sacs, the first of which is called the chorion, which carries oxygen from the shell to the embryo and wastes CO2 from the embryo to the shell. Within this sac is the second sac, the amnion, which keeps the embryo from drying out and is critical for living on dry land. The third sac is called the allantois, which stores waste from the embryo and also fuses with the chorion to form the chorion-allantoic membrane, which carries oxygen and carbon dioxide to and from the embryo like a lung. The fourth and last sac is the yolk sac, which holds and digests nutritious yolk for the developing embryo. Together, the shell and membranes create a safe, watery environment where the embryo can fully develop.
Here are some fun facts about reptiles. So, starting off, nearly all reptiles are cold-blooded, which is ectothermic. And ectothermic means that they get their body heat from external sources. Just to compare, humans are endothermic, which means our body chemistry regulates our temperature and keeps it constant, whereas reptiles have to lie in the sun when cool and seek shade or water when hot, which regulates their body temperature. The first reptiles are believed to have evolved around 350 million years ago, which they came from amphibians. Reptiles do not have sweat glands and thus are not slimy. Their skin is usually cool and dry and hard. A snake's scales are made of keratin, which is the same substance that is made up of our hair and fingernails. All reptiles have a 3-chambered heart, which consists of 2 atrias and 1 ventricle. Except for crocodiles, they have a 4-chambered heart, like humans. Some species of geckos and lizards can detach their tails when they have to defend themselves. Inside the tail, there's a special connective tissue that creates a location where it can readily break off when needed. When this happens, the blood vessels to the tail constrict, so they close. And it just so happens that very little blood loss occurs.
So, how are reptiles adapted for land? Reptiles have scales that form on the epidermis layer of their skin. Those scales are made of keratin and has waxy lipids on them. Keratin is a strong and flexible protein that acts as a key building block in their scales. It can also be found in hair, nails, feather, claws, and many other parts of vertebrates. Because of the scaly skin they have, their skin is waterproof. But instead of keeping water out, it keeps water in. Their skin plays a major role in keeping moisture inside their bodies so they wouldn't dehydrate. And because of their scaly skin, they can no longer respirate through their skin, which forces them to live on land. Their ability to maintain moisture content allows reptiles to live in harsh environments like desert, where it's dry and hot.
Yay, that's it.
Yay!
Woo!
Thank you for watching.
Thank you.